Tame the Mad Mind. Mind is a bad master and a good slave. Written by Saurabhi Shahi, narrated by Saurabhi Shahi. Chapter 6. Depression. Now I was back home from the dungeon. I had fear around me. Since 10 days, I was absconding from my office. I called up my office and came to know I was fired. Now I was jobless and it added to my crisis. My mind and my heart were ripped off and failed to operate. There was a continuous chatter in my mind and all was negative. I lost my confidence totally and slipped silently into the shell of darkness. I spent full day in my room and rarely interacted with my parents. I had no interest left in living. I cried silently in my room and thought this was the end of my life. I was good for nothing. My days were spent resting on bed, watching television. There was no routine in my life. Days passed, and with each passing day, I had a poor appetite. I hardly ate one meal in a day. I stopped brushing my teeth, skipped bathing, and was losing weight. It was the low phase of my life. I often sat in a dark room with all my room's lights closed. I hardly spoke to anyone. My presence in the house was not at all felt. My parents found this very serious and intervened. They could make out I was in depression and they extended their help in all possible ways. Dad started talking to me as a friend and treated me with all the warmth he could. We started having morning tea together and gradually I joined him in his walks. I accompanied him every day to the park for the walk. The greenery in the park was mesmerizing. I started liking the morning outings with my dad, and soon it was a daily ritual for both of us. The morning walk had a good impact on my mind and body. The more I walked, the more clarity I had in my mind. I was on a fitness journey and developed an affinity towards it. My mind was getting organized and was clutter-free. As I walked, with each step, I came closer to my dad. We were buddies now. While walking, we had candid conversations and slowly we developed a deep bond. He could also see the change in my behavior with this little lifestyle change. My energies were channelized in the right direction. I was able to find a good frame of mind. As I was jobless and was trying to take up a job, but nothing clicked for 3 months. I wanted to keep myself busy and was keen to add on to my skills in any possible way I could. I decided to help my mom in the kitchen. It was an opportunity to help her and even bond with her. Soon, we had a good tuning and I aced in preparing delicious food items. Chinese topped my recipe list and I enjoyed preparing meals for my parents. I started finding joy in small things. With the proper support of my parents, in the small span of few months, I transformed my body and mind. Suddenly, I remembered my jail days when a stranger helped me. I recalled, what was his name? After thinking for a moment, I remembered his name was Karthik. He was into a fitness business. I fetched his number in my phone and called him. He was delighted when I called him. He too was out on bail. After a week, I got the bail. We decided to meet. I informed my parents that I have an inclination towards fitness and wanted to join a gym and would love to make a career in fitness. I briefed them about the stranger who was supportive to me inside the jail, Karthik. He owns a fitness center and I intended to meet him. I said to my parents. My parents allowed me to meet him with few words of caution. I assured them I will take all care and will not let them down this time. I met him at a coffee shop as I had quit alcohol after the restaurant episode that was no less than a nightmare to me. He was delighted to see me, and so was I. He noticed the change in my body. He too looked elegant, and we had deep and long conversation related to fitness. He could make out how keen I was to take up this new feat. He offered me great discounts on his gym subscription. It was irresistible, and I grabbed the offer. I enrolled myself for 1 year in his fitness center for a certification course in diploma in fitness and yoga. I was all set for a new voyage of my life. Both of us enjoyed coffee and pushed back home. I reached home, had dinner with my parents, and we chatted for a very long time. Dad narrated his naughty childhood stories, and Mom narrated mine. We giggled together after ages. There was positivity all around. Soon, I fell asleep in their room. In the morning, when I woke up, I realized I was asleep in their room. It was a great night to remember. I found the same comfort as I had in my childhood as a baby after so many years. There was love all around and only positive vibes. I welcomed this new change and extended my gratitude to both of them as they stuck with me through thick